I have some really great news and also some bad news.
I'm on pins and needles. I want to hear what the great news is.
Well, in this video, I want to do a couple things.
Okay.
I want to first of all announce what will be the next TFL truck long-term pickup. Yes. But also it has to do with something that's going on in the industry in general, which is higher prices overall.
Right.
It's really actually starting to really bug me.
It's just starting to bug you now. The higher prices. We just drove like 3 vehicles that combined were worth $300,000 off road.
Plus.
Yeah, plus.
Yes.
And you're only being bugged now.
Yes.
Okay.
So in this video, we're going to show you kind of what we're thinking for the next pickup, some of our thinking behind it, what goes into buying a long-term truck, and also show you the pricing for the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma.
That's right, guys. We're going to be buying a Toyota Tacoma. As a matter of fact, we are buying a Toyota Tacoma, and maybe we might be one of the first to get one.
Yes, and to some of you, it may not be a surprise already because we kind of alluded to it or mentioned it in
more often than once
in the podcast, maybe, or something else.
I think I wrote it on my forehead once too. So you guys have seen it. You know.
You tattooed it maybe somewhere?
Yeah, well, I was trying to get sponsorship. Apparently, Toyota doesn't pay us.
So anyways, over the years, TFL Truck is really basically 11 years old as a review publication.
Yeah.
So we've purchased, maybe even more than a dozen, maybe even 20, up to 20 new vehicles.
More than a dozen. If you're counting our first Raptor, we've had 3 Raptors alone.
Yes.
3. We've had 4 Raptors.
Yeah.
Raptor R makes 4, doesn't it?
3. Because we had the original one. We had the 2020, which is second gen.
We had that red one.
That was a 2020.
Oh, is that the 2020?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
okay.
3. Anyways,
sorry.
So what we try to do, we try to stay as unbiased as possible. So we want to pick a truck from each manufacturer,
right?
Year after year. We've had a long-term Nissan Titan.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't a purchase. It was actually a long-term loan.
It was a long-term loan, but we had it for a while. We were supposed to have it for 6 months. We actually had it for more. And, we really got a chance to evaluate the hell out of that one. We did the Titan trials with it.
Yes, we had a Hyundai Santa Cruz for over a year. That was also a long-term loan.
Yes, and we have a second one, which we're having for over a year so far.
Yeah. Our last long-term truck you alluded to was the Raptor R, F-150 Raptor R.
We had a TRX.
Yes, and we had Rebels before. We still have a Cummins, by the way.
We've had 2 heavy duties.
Yes, Ram Cummins.
Yeah.
With an F-250. Anyway, it's time for a mid-size truck, right? We used to own, several years ago, a Gladiator, right? A Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. But now it's really up to the most popular truck in the mid-size segment. It's the Tacoma.
Oh, actually, before that, you know what else we had? What you forgot?
What?
We had a Frontier. We had a base model Frontier.
The final Frontier.
We had the final Frontier. So right before the Frontier did away with the 4-cylinder engine base model, we had one with a manual transmission. So that was another one, by the way.
So that's the good news. We're buying a Toyota Tacoma, and it's an all-new generation, which is great for news. So for you guys and gals listening and watching will be able to see our experiences with it, so you can decide for yourself if that's something you want to buy. And also, it should be pretty popular because it's the most popular pickup in its segment.
Yeah, you guys have been we've all been jonesing for a new Tacoma, and now we have one. And here's the cool part. We're not just talking about a new platform. We're talking about a new powertrain all throughout the entire lineup, new platform, new cab, new seating, new everything. And that is cool because we have a lot of stuff to evaluate.
All right, now let's go over pricing because that's what you care about, right? If you're looking for a new pickup truck to buy. So the new Tacoma starts at $31,500, and this is what most of the outlets there will report. But this is what bugs me. I want to make sure that you also understand out there that there's also a $14.95 destination charge.
Yeah.
So when a lot of journalists, and I've been guilty of this before.
Me too.
List the price, sometimes we forget to include the destination charges.
Right.
Which is $1,500 in this case, almost.
You know what really bugs me? They'll charge you those destination charges even if you go and pick it up from the factory nowadays.
Well,
doesn't even matter.
I mean, you can't really, buy from the factory per se, but you can buy from a dealership that's
right down the street from the factory.
Yes, exactly.
You can literally push the damn thing down there.
So the two-wheel drive SR Tacoma is $32,995, which is about $3,000 more than before.
How much more though for a 4x4? Because you actually covered that in the video.
Yes, about $3,200 more for a 4x4, which is actually a decent deal for a four-wheel drive system.
Okay, before we go any further, I do want to put a little wrench in your monkey works there.
What?
Yes, that price is pretty good. However, you can get a Nissan Frontier King Cab four-wheel drive base model, which has a V6 and a 9-speed automatic transmission for less.
Ouch.
Just a little bit, but
Okay. But this is Toyota we're talking about.
I know. But just so you guys know, Toyota is not doing the full-on value proposition that some of the other guys are doing out there. But at the same time, they're still competitive with that end.
Yes. So definitely. I mean, other manufacturers have to fight against Toyota.
That's
Tacoma
exactly
here.
it. Yeah.
So Nissan is doing a good job, I would say. The new Ranger is coming online.
Yeah,
it's been delayed by the strikes.
Yeah.
Of course, Colorado and Canyon are already there, and they're kind of fighting against Tacoma right
Exactly. So Tacoma's come out and they followed a similar recipe to the Canyon, to General Motors, what they're doing, which is basically 4-cylinder turbochargers across the whole bandwidth there. But what we're not reporting on today is the hybrids, which will be coming out, I believe, in April, or at least we'll be able to give you information in April.
Yeah.
So the pricing and everything that we're talking about, including the truck we're buying, not the hybrid, in case you're wondering.
So, of course, let's just go through our process, right? So we are based in Colorado. We do a lot of off-road testing. We do a lot of towing tests as well. So they're really the truck that we zeroed in on for ourselves for the long term is the street version? No.
We had
TRD
to
off-road.
Yeah, we had to get a TRD off-road, but it's not the TRD Pro because that would once again be a hybrid, which is not available yet.
So the TRD off-road truck starts with a 6-speed manual transmission at $41,800 before destination charges. So still, Toyota is communicating this table I have on tfltruck.com. These prices are without destination.
Yes.
So $41,800 plus $1,500, whatever that is. And so you would say, let's grab the 6-speed manual, right?
Yes, I would say that right now.
Well, that's what I told Roman, our boss.
Yeah, and he said no.
There's another element here that we really want to be first.
Right.
It's key for us because it's a competitive world, and if we are first or one of the first, we stand a chance to get more viewership, more eyeballs from you guys on this vehicle.
We really do. You saw it first on TFL is what we've been saying
Yeah.
for the past 14 years, pretty much.
Yeah, so that's really important to us. And unfortunately, the 6-speed manual probably is not the first truck being built.
Yes. The volume leader is most likely going to be, in fact, it will be the automatic transmissions. We pretty much know that.
And according to the chief engineer, Sheldon Brown from Toyota, currently, not the next gen, but current Tacoma, about 6% of those are manuals, which is actually a good chunk of trucks.
That's better because I
Yeah.
think 4% right now is the going rate on all cars being built. So that's a pretty good amount.
So, and they're continuing with that, obviously. But unfortunately, we're not buying a manual.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to say.
I am sorry.
Okay,
too.
but as I have tested in some of our videos, the manual is pretty amazing because it has a really low crawl ratio on the
Right.
first speed, but it's a little bit, I would say, a little quirky because the red line is kind of cut short on that version of engine because it's got a lot of torque, 310 pound-feet of torque, and with the manual transmission, if you're dropping the clutch, things could happen.
Yeah.
So Toyota decreased kind of the RPM and the power on the manual transmission.
To prevent you from blowing up the
Yeah,
clutch.
from detonating a lot of components.
Right. I can understand that to a certain degree, but at the other side, it's kind of fun to be able to rip through things.
Yeah, and it's still there. I mean, it's still there. So.
Now, by the way, there is for those of you who are listening, there's a comprehensive video, actually several videos that Andre's done. We've done more videos than anybody else in the Tacoma, and one of them is manual versus auto. And you can go to alltfl.com and find it, or you can go to TFL Trucks channel on YouTube, of course, and find it there.
So now we're back to TRD off-road automatic. So TRD off-road double cab, they call it. Double cab means 4 doors in Toyota language, basically a crew cab. 4x4 off-road TRD starts at $42,900 plus $1,500. So we're talking about what,
45 probably.
45 and change.
Yeah.
I mean, or 44 and change.
But what about options? Are we getting?
That's where the bad news comes.
Do we get cruise control this time? I'm sorry, guys. You were all thinking it.
Every new Tacoma comes with Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, which includes adaptive cruise control.
And that's from the base model all the way through.
That's what they told me. And if that's not correct,
No, that's what I've heard as well.
heads will roll.
But not ours, because we were just saying
Probably
what they
my
said.
head will roll.
Well, yeah,
first.
you're gonna get blamed, not me.
So that's about 44 and change for base TRD off-road with an automatic transmission.
Okay.
That's what we are buying. But now, color is important to us.
Yes, it is.
So like a white exterior color is not good because it kind of hides some of the angles.
You may notice that we rarely have white trucks. I think, well, we did have that the Ram, but that's because we wanted a base model.
Yeah.
But the reason why we don't like using white or black trucks is when you shoot them on video or even just regular photography, a lot of the lines disappear and it kind of gets swallowed up with whatever it's near. Granted, some white or black trucks look really cool. It's just a question of how they look on video.
Yeah.
So we want to present the best looking truck for you guys so we can see the lines.
Which is what we do.
Exactly.
And so we are looking at several different colors, not gray also.
Yeah, we try to avoid that if
not
possible.
gray. But this is one of the colors we're thinking of.
Oh, look at that blue.
This is blue.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah. I'm still voting for this guy, the Solar Octane. There's also a red color that they have.
Okay, well, here's the deal about the red and the orange, okay?
Sure.
We just recently had a red and orange truck.
The Raptor R.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have a feeling that old man Roman, after he takes his Geritol and puts on his spectacles, we'll have to look at it and go, I don't think that's good, sonny boy, because we've already done that color recently. The other thing is that when you guys look at a thumbnail, that's the little tiny picture that pops up on videos and whatnot. If it looks anything like whatever we've had before, it's a possibility that you won't click on it. So if we have an all new truck and it's a different color than we've had before, or at least for a while, that would probably make it more clickable. As such, I would probably vote for the blue as well.
Yes. So that's our thinking process. Now some bad news.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, please.
So far everything is great. We're really excited about the new Tacoma. I am excited.
Oh, yeah.
Now, our friends at 4th Gen Tacoma.com, which is a forum, have one of the members of the forum found a dealership already who has a VIN on the new Tacoma, who has a price listed on the new Tacoma with not just a dealership markup, but all the optional packages as well.
Okay. Before you go any further,
Yeah.
even though they have a VIN, does that mean they have the actual physical truck?
No, because there's no images. I'm showing you the page right now.
Okay. Once again, for those of you who are listening, he's showing a blank page. You got to remember we got listeners, brah.
Yeah.
And so this guy has ordered it. This dealership has ordered this vehicle before we go any further.
Which is why it's on allocation, right?
Yeah.
And the VINs are showing up.
Exactly.
Already. So it's a TRD Sport. Now I'm just not talking about our truck.
Yes.
I'm just talking about the truck based on the forum that somebody found. TRD Sport automatic 4x4 starts at, and I'm looking through my sheet here of prices, at $42,600.
Okay, not
Right?
far, around the price of ours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not too bad.
Well.
And it's got street tuned suspension for the Sport, right? It's not an off-road.
It's
version
not the
of it.
off-road.
It's an on-road.
But it's still 4x4, right?
Yeah, you could still take it off-road. But if you look at some of the details, it has some optional packages. Now, spray-on bed liner, $575 standard.
Okay.
That's probably industry standard on price.
Spray on bed liners, I thought it was a composite bed.
Exactly. It is.
What?
So they have another. So remember the Tundra we used to have for a long term?
Yeah.
Also has a composite bed. And we didn't have any spray-on bed liner. What Toyota does with the spray-on bed liner is it's kind of a more tactile, stickier substance.
Oh, to prevent things from sliding
Yeah,
around?
because the composite bed, it's quite slippery.
You can buy a rattle can of that spray rubber adhesive stuff and then be good with it after about $30.
Yeah, but this is 575. Okay.
Okay.
But other steel and aluminum bed liners are also about the same price.
Okay, fair enough.
So, okay. But here's a big doozy. TRD Premium Sport Package, 8,550 buckaroos.
Holy underwear! That is ridiculous.
Includes leather-trimmed seats with heated front seats,
Okay.
automatic headlamps.
Yeah.
Shouldn't all of them have automatic headlamps?
I would think so.
Moonroof, okay. Sunroof, moonroof. Premium audio with 8-inch touchscreen. Only 8 inches?
I thought they were bigger.
They have 14-inch systems.
I don't
Okay.
understand.
6-speaker JBL stereo system, including subwoofer and amplifier, and that little guy that pops up on the dashboard.
Oh yeah,
The little
super subby
portable speaker.
Yeah, Tweety.
But that's still a lot of money. Dude. 85.50, almost $9,000 for this premium.
Wait a minute.
package.
So that takes us well into the $50,000 zone.
Yeah, but wait, there's more.
Oh, yeah.
Black badges, $89.
Oh, come on.
Tailgate insert, $99. This is like black lettering. All weather floor liners, $179. Okay, that's kind of standard.
I think I'm okay with that.
Okay, center console vault. For some reason, a lot of manufacturers are doing this now. Little combination locks in the center console.
Well, yeah, that way you can put your gun in there and only, that's my guess.
I don't know. That's $395, and the bed step in the back to help you get in the bed, $455 for
$455 to help you get into a mid-sized truck bed.
Yes, for a grand total of $59,437 plus dealership markup adjustment of $5,000. Final price $64,765 for a Sport.
This is terrible, terrible, terrible. I say.
So our off-road model could be similar. I mean, if we selected the premium package,
Jeez Louise.
we're talking about $65,000-ish. This is basically like a Rubicon turbo diesel Jeep at this point.
Yeah, this is or like a launch edition plus.
Of like the GMC Canyon, maybe.
Yeah,
even.
exactly. This is just going beyond. This makes no sense.
And this is also not a hybrid. The hybrids will cost more next year.
Yes, of course they will. They'll be
Yes.
more powerful.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So-
Well, this is a dealership taking advantage of the situation, in addition to the fact that these trucks are already a little too expensive to begin with.
Yes.
And that is just, woo.
And the most expensive, of course, starting price is the Tacoma Limited Double Cab 4x4, which is a luxury version of the Tacoma. Mm-hmm. I also have a video about this. But it starts at $52,100 plus $1,500 of starts plus $1,500 of destination.
Wow. I just.
So we're buying a new truck. It's a Tacoma.
But it's not going to be $64,000.
Well, I hope not.
No. That's two of mine.
Your Santa Cruz.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly two of my truck.
So
Thing.
what we aim to do is we aim to buy a pickup truck that you're likely to buy.
Well, yeah.
And if you're not likely to buy a premium package because of what we just described, we don't want to either.
Yeah.
Because we kind of want to buy what you would buy. So as it stands, it may be a blue Tacoma TRD off-road 4x4 automatic
Yeah.
with a lot of base equipment, not premium equipment.
As long as we have cruise control, it'll be fine. But the whole thing about this is that we're trying to stick within this realm of what the common buyer, what's the word I'm looking for? The volume buyer.
Yeah, the volume, the most volume.
And this is where we're going with this truck, rather than getting the absolute most expensive one. Yeah, sure, we could afford it. I mean, we've been able to buy a Raptor R and a Hummer before, but it makes no sense. What makes sense is getting the vehicle closer to what you guys would be buying. And we do believe that this one, even though it's not the hybrid, will be the volume seller for at least the immediate future. I think maybe the hybrid will eventually catch up. Rumor has it that Toyota is thinking about going all hybrid within the next 5 years, but that's a rumor. So that's where we are with this. And what's our output and power and everything else on this truck that we're buying?
So this will be an automatic transmission, which means 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed automatic. By the way, that power seems okay, but when you compare it against the Colorado,
That's what I was wondering.
I have 430 pound-feet of torque.
Yes. The question is how often will it be in the shop?
That's a good question. But also the question is, can we drag race them? And we will. Yes.
Provided that your truck is strong. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Your truck is really not having a great year.
No, but electrically speaking,
But-
not mechanically speaking.
Really? Didn't it sit for a few days? Absolutely unable
But because
to
of
start?
electronics.
Well, yes, and electronics.
But
make it-
my engine and transmission are wonderful.
Okay, that's fair
Okay.
enough. All right, I'm not going to push. I'm sorry. That's one of the many things we're going to do, and hopefully by the time we get our hands, and it could be within the next couple of weeks if all goes well, when we get our Toyota Tacoma, it won't be that far before Ford does their debut on their Ranger. We're thinking that it's going to be relatively early, or first quarter, I think maybe.
Yeah,
Once again,
24.
everything's been delayed because of everything with the union strikes and all the other issues that were been going on. If it all works out, then we may be able to do a 3 or even 4-way comparison between some of the best-selling mid-sized trucks out there. And I'd like to include the Nissan Frontier in that, because it will be, amongst those 4, the only one with a naturally aspirated V6. Yeah, we could
That would
include
be
the Jeep
interesting.
as well. The
Sure.
Jeep, of course, you guys. But I think that direct competition would be definitely like the Frontier versus the Colorado versus the Tacoma versus the Ford Ranger.
Yeah, absolutely. So let us know what you think in the comments below. We'll see you next time. And alltfl.com is where you will find all the automotive news and reviews in one place.
Take care, guys.